Singaporean retailers are looking to expand into Malaysia and Thailand, where e-commerce is growing at an annual rate of 15%. To share insights on this, we are joined by Keljin Chua from Shopee Singapore, Ashutosh Awasti from Cadence International, and Nick Morris of Canvas 8. Starting with Ash, what makes Malaysia and Thailand attractive markets for Singapore retailers to expand into?
When you talk about Malaysia and Thailand, they are a key to Southeast Asia's rapid growth and evolution in the last few years. For Singapore retailers, there's not just market, but these are launch pads for success. If I talk about Malaysia, there are two factors which are enabling for Singapore retailers. One is the fast-growing middle class, which presents a lot of opportunities for business growth for Singapore retailers. The second positive factor is the strong reputation of Singapore brands in Malaysia. Now, for Thailand, I feel the two factors are, one is more about the ever-increasing influence of Gen Zs. So now, as per the recent population estimates, Gen Zs account for approximately 26% of the population, and Gen Z tends to spend more than previous generations as such, and especially in sectors like fashion, beauty, which helps to fuel the growth of the new businesses. The second is also on the tech savviness in Thailand. So Thailand's e-commerce is currently growing at a strong annual rate of close to 15%, making it a perfect time for Singapore retailers to foray into these markets.
Yeah, I agree with Ash in many instances. I mean, Malaysia, whilst it's smaller than Thailand, has one of the fastest growing ultra high net worth individual populations. And it's young as well. It's really young. And so the average age of the ultra high net worths in Malaysia is less than 63 years old. It's younger than anywhere in the West. And so as an opportunity for Singaporeans, for Singaporean businesses, especially which has such an incredibly strong track record within the luxury market, it's huge. And as Ash was saying, when it comes to online, they're markets which are used to buying online, and they're used to using they use similar platforms to the platforms in Singapore with Shopee and Lazada, and they shop with smartphones, especially in Thailand, where most people, I think over 2/3 of people use smartphones to shop online.
Yeah, at Shopee Singapore, many Singapore retailers come to us to ask to enter the Thailand and Malaysia market. They know that Shopee is in the leadership position in Malaysia and Thailand, and they want to leverage on this traffic. Number two, they know that Malaysia and Thailand market is a big market and it's a growing market in terms of its population and in terms of consumer spending. And number three, they know that Shopee Singapore offers this thing called SIPSG, Shopee International Platform Singapore. SIPSG is a program that Shopee designed specifically to help Singapore retailers go overseas. We know the pain points that these sellers face, and we have designed a program to make it effortless and at no additional cost to help sellers to sell to overseas market.
And trends play a crucial role in this. So how do consumer trends in these countries align with Singaporean retail products?
It's not just online though. It's very much about physical as well. And so we've seen the rise of the super mall, especially in Thailand, which is incredible. I mean, the M-Sphere Mall in Bangkok, if you haven't been, as a retailer, you absolutely have it. You are duty bound to go and visit it. I mean, it's sensational. And that mentality of wanting to shop, wanting to go to retail destinations, in many ways, that's very similar to Singapore. But more than that, it's about it's the climate which is similar, which means that the fashion trends are similar.
Well, yes, as Nick mentioned, that there's a lot of similarity between Singapore and Thailand when it comes to the retail space as such. For instance, if I pick up the trends of subscription boxes, they have been a staple in Singapore retail space for several years. And this is the result of shift in consumer preferences towards convenience, personalized experience, and discovery of new products. Now, Singapore businesses are already well versed with this model and its nuances ranging from beauty products, gourmet food, or lifestyle items. Now, in contrast, Thailand is only beginning to warm up to these kind of trends as such, especially subscription boxes. And the market there is still in the early stages of development. Now, This presents a unique opportunity for Singapore retailers who already have honed their expertise in subscription-based services to expand into Thai market.
Singapore product differentiates itself from being able to command a higher trust from the buyers. I'll give some examples. The first one is premium care products. So actually in Malaysia, there's a rise in pet ownership. The premium pet care products from Singapore is actually very product amongst the Malaysian buyers. Another example is specialty hobbies. We actually see a very strong coffee and matcha trend in Thailand. And again, the coffee and matcha making tools from Singapore is very popular amongst the Thailand buyers. And these are just two examples where the Singapore products, because of the consumers' trust in it, are able to do well in markets like Malaysia and Thailand.
How about challenges? What challenges might Singapore retailers face when expanding into Malaysia and Thailand?
The Thai market is highly competitive. Being a tourism hub, there are both local and international players already established. So gaining market share can be challenging, especially for newcomers as such. The second one is the digital adoption. So while Thailand has a tech-savvy population, which serves as an enabler for any business foraying from Singapore, for Malaysia, I see one major challenge, and that is price sensitivity. The key challenge for Singapore retailers will be, to strike a balance between affordable pricing while maintaining the product quality. This is because Malaysian consumers are looking for low prices, but they're not ready to negotiate on, any kind of quality as such, and they're looking for value of money.
When it comes to the practical challenges, there are question marks over the payment methods. Very simply, Thailand and Malaysia, when it comes to face-to-face transactions, are still very much cash-dependent markets, unlike Singapore, which is increasingly credit card-based. And when it comes to shopping online, the payment methods are different. It just requires a level of adoption and flexibility on the part of Singaporean retailers. But when it comes to marketing, the importance is going to be around social media, because the role of influencers in both Thailand and Malaysia is very, very significant, and it means breaking into those landscapes, which is a challenge both in terms of language, in terms of local market networks, but it is critical. And strategically, the overwhelming question for Singaporean businesses is: do you localize? So, as an example, going into Malaysia, do you nod towards the importance of halal, whether it's clothing or food? Are you neutral, which is what Charles and Keith and Open have done really, really well when expanding outside of Singapore? Or are you proudly Singaporean? And so striking that balance is going to be, it's not immediately obvious, because it very much depends on each individual business.
The retailers need to understand foreign language, what the buyers in Thailand and Malaysia are looking for, and also provide customer service in a different language. This is not easy. The second is cross-border logistics, the tax, the custom, the line haul, the last mile, the warehouse and logistic network. These are usually not easy for a normal retailers in Singapore, because it requires quite a significant investment upfront. And the third is payment. Retailers need to know what price to set and also get paid in foreign currency, and also manage the cash flow accordingly.
Thank you so much for joining us today and for sharing your insights, Kelvin, Ash, and Nick.
Thank you for having me.
Thanks for inviting me.
Thank you so much for having us.
Once again, those were Kelvin Chua, Director of Shopee Singapore, Ashutosh Awasthi, Director at Cadence International Singapore, and Nick Morris, founder of Canvas 8. For more news, visit RetailAsia.com.